Five Nights at Freddy's is about haunted animatronics roaming a building aiming to stuff you in a suit and or dismember your heads and arms. However, an often overlooked aspect of the franchise is the settings. Almost every game takes place in a restaurant, except for some, and in this video I'm going to decide and rank which FNAF game has the best restaurant. The way that these will be ranked is based on three categories: entertainment, atmosphere, and food. Entertainment, obviously being based on the animatronics and the games they have and what we can visibly see. I will not be counting the death minigames because I don't think that the patrons had to die to play the Luigi's Mansion arcade game. Atmosphere is another obvious one where we judge the decorations and overall vibe of the building. I know that these places are run down and no longer in use, but I don't care. Lastly is food, and this is probably going to be the hardest one as I'll be using what is only in the games, as I will be treating any iteration of the pizzeria, which is basically any building that we're in for the other ones, while excluding the books due to not having anything past the Silver Eyes trilogy and only having like 2 Fazbear Frights books. But I'll be including the movies in the DVD map because I wanna, and it's not like you're gonna stop me, you little freak. Anything that is implied will also not be taken into account, as I am aware that the first location had an arcade, but I literally cannot find any images of it in the game. Also, I'll be rating these on a scale of 1 through 5 Fredbears. Lower the number, worse. Higher number, the best. You know how numbers work. And obviously, everything said in this video is objectively correct, and if you disagree with me, I will scream and cry really loud. So without any more words to say, I'm gonna go right into this, and we'll be starting with... So in FNAF 1, we don't directly see any arcade cabinets or any other attractions aside from the animatronics, in which one of the band members is literally decommissioned. However, while it is implied to have an arcade in some form, I can't really count it unless we directly see it in some way. So in terms of entertainment, I'll put it at a 2 Fredbear, because if the place was still entertaining, it would have been open, but it still ain't. The general atmosphere is kind of like in this middle ground between sterile and grimy. The floors in the main area are just completely clean and really shiny, and the tables are prepped and also free of like any debris or garbage, while the areas that the employees would go to are more covered in garbage and debris and stuff like that. They're just more disarray. But I'm not going to be counting employees only areas, as that would make this video insanely long, and we're only going to be looking at what the customer is going to be able to see and do here. But regardless of that, the atmosphere feels eerie with drawings left on the walls, and overall just kind of creating an uncomfortable atmosphere that plays in the horror aspect of the game nicely. But scary is not good for eating, and I don't want to be shitting and crying while eating, so I'll give the atmosphere a 2 Fredbear. Finally is food. I don't know. Obviously they had pizza and maybe cake, but in terms of anything official that's shown in the game, I don't see anything. But that's okay. I love you, Freddy Fazbear, and only having pizza is okie dokie. Places like that exist, and they are called pizzerias, and Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. I love you, Freddy. 2 out of 5 Fredbear for food. I'm sorry, Bonnie. For FNAF 2, we started to get cooler things like robots and Toy Freddy. But oh no, there is no fucking game cabinets. It's called Game Area, but there isn't any games. Why would you do this? Are you evil? But to make up for the lack of games, it is stated that the toy animatronics were pretty advanced and that they are still in working order. There's also a carousel if you're like 2, and the kids can even play God and tear apart Mango and rearrange every orifice. Also, while I can't see any games, I think it is safe to say that there would be some games due to the prize counter being there, because, like, why would you have a prize counter if there's no way you could earn anything at it? But I still cannot work off of implications, so it's going to be getting a 3 Fredbear out of 5, baby. The atmosphere is arguably much friendlier, aside from, like, the evil specter agony all over the walls. Definitely less eerie compared to FNAF 1, with more decorations placed around the entire pizzeria, and with the animatronics being more friendly looking. Honestly, I would dine there. So 4 out of 5 Fredbear. Food. The food. It's gone. It's not there. They took everything from me. I have nothing left. The kitchen's gone. I don't even know what they serve at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. There's no fucking kitchen. It pisses me off. The restaurant just doesn't have any kitchen. There are only vague traces of drinks on the establishment. Fucking 0 out of 5. I hate it. I hate it. 0.
SpongeBob! I always come back.
Maybe thinking, why is FNAF 3 here if you can't eat anything? Well, first, you're a liar, a cheat, and a fucking scoundrel. The FNAF 3 hot dog is on the damn desk, and you can see it right there, which means that FNAF 3 can be a restaurant. For entertainment, you have a Stinky Bunny, some actual arcade games, which, as you know, includes some big points in the entertainment section. Other than the arcade games, there isn't much going on entertainment-wise to be had. Even for a horror attraction, there isn't really anything going on. The main attraction is
William Afton.
Between you and me, he ain't nice. 3 Fredbear. The atmosphere is what the common man would say. A little scary. Frightening, even. Not the ideal dining experience. It's dirty, it's cramped, there's no tables. It's awful. 0 Fredbears. As for food, aside from the dog on the desk and some random cups around, there's nothing else. 0 Fredbear out of 5.
Glenn fucking Quagmire. Stop.
Taking place in a potential test chamber to make it look like a house is FNAF 4, my personal favorite Cautionary game, and objectively the best one ever made. In terms of entertainment, we got some sick fucking toys and a Freddy plush on the bed, and depending on if your computer gets hit with a solar flare, it might have a Foxy plush in the closet. However, I am wise, old, and a creaky adult, and simple toys will not suffice in entertaining the giant that I am. 1 Fredbear out of 5. The atmosphere is pretty comforting. You're in a house overall, not having like the nightmare animatronics there just makes it a dark bedroom, which isn't really scary, I think. I mean, like, are you scared of the bedroom? I'm not. Other than the bedroom, you got the hallways, and there isn't really much going on with them either. There's just like a clock on one of them, I'm pretty sure. 2 Fredbear out of 5. In terms of food, there is implied to be a kitchen where Nightmare Chica goes, but if this is a test chamber, then there might be nothing around that corner in terms of food. But in general, there isn't really anything that we see that would even remotely resemble food.
Yummy!
0 Nightmare Fredbear out of 5.
What have you done with him?
Oh, I ate him.
In terms of entertainment, you will only be entertained by the animatronics, which I don't think someone could have much fun in the breaker room. But the animatronics are said to be highly impressive and can sing and dance, inflate balloons at their fingertips, and dispense ice cream. But these tributes are kind of only shown off to be with circus babies, so yeah. But we are ranking this in regards to the whole, so I'm going to give the entertainment a 2, because ice cream tastes pretty good. In terms of atmosphere, this place is what the kids would say is missing pizzazz. Like, how come my industrial showroom that only has goddamn employees work at it is boring? Like, what the fuck is this? 1 Fredbear. There is no food. 0 Fredbear.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
My night shift.
Now, Pizzeria Simulator is when this becomes kind of insanely hard, as what you place within your pizzeria is dependent on the player. So determining the actual quality is going to be nearly impossible, as it can range from being Chuck E. Cheese to the American Dream. Due to this, I'm gonna be unfortunately skipping Pizzeria Simulator, which I don't want to do. It made me do it. I really can't find a way to rank something that's unique for every single player. If I rank the best possible restaurant, you can make it like 4 out of 5 across the board, or it could be a cheapskate and just have literally nothing in it but have like a big empty room. And I don't know. You can play the game without spending a dime too. It's literally you can have nothing in there at all. I'm sorry guys. It's getting a non-applicable Fredbear. Oh no. This is where things are gonna get busy. We're entering the Steel Wool era of FNAF games, so regarding the Help Wanted games, I'll be basing the dining experience off of their respective help worlds and foods and entertainments, etc. that appears there. We're doing Help Wanted 2 alongside Security Breach, as Help Wanted 2 primarily features Security Breach, so the food shown there will be taken into account, and this also kind of gives me a reason to play Help Wanted 2 again. I'm also aware that the Help Wanted games, at least the first one I think, are games in universe, so it is a little redundant assessing the quality of the restaurant, but I hate it. I want to do what I want. I gotta do these as fast as I can, because once we hit the big kabunga, it's gonna take like 10 to 15 minutes alone to look at everything in depth. So if you made it this far, please consider subscribing. Please, you have nothing to lose, and I have everything to gain. Let me in.
This is called
So, in the Help Wanted lobby, the only thing that is different, not including the computer in front of the stage, is the fact that there is a prize counter. Other than that, it's a relatively faithful recreation of the dining and stage area in FNAF 1. So I'm going to give the entertainment a 3 Fredbears, since you can look at the prizes that you will never be able to get, which is better than no prizes. That is all that I'm going to be covering in regards to Help Wanted, just because the rest of Help Wanted, aside from like 2 full sections, are just recreations of the first game. And honestly, that seems pretty boring to look at because I just covered the games. So we're going to be moving on.
That's right. With the Fazbear Fun Time service, you'll never be alone again. It's guaranteed. With our exclusive animatronics, you'll always have someone watching.
We're going to be skipping AR because my house would simply rank too high, which means we're now in the big one.
Welcome to City 17. You have chosen or have been chosen to get fucked in the ass. Fuck you. Fuck you so much. Leave the fucking city now.
This is what I imagine most of the time the video will come from, as I'll be explaining these games in great detail. Just a reminder that I will be not going into the employees only areas aside from the kitchens. My reasoning is that it gets so goddamn filthy so fast, it's actually like really funny how much Fazbear Entertainment hates their employees. Going into this, you already knew what ranking it was gonna get. I already knew what ranking this was gonna get, and now you gotta sit through it with me. So, Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex has an insane amount of shit that you can do in it, but only I can have fun in it because of plot armor. So here we are. We are going to be skipping the daycare because there is no entertaining thing in there aside from the generators pumping carbon monoxide into the lungs of any, like, I don't know, like 6-month-old in there. But we're going straight into the territory of the GOAT, the goddamn Atlas of Five Nights at Freddy's, Montgomery Gator. From what I counted, and I might be wrong, there are around 10 courses, probably more, I don't know right now, and some arcade machines in which you can play a digital version of Monty Golf. There's also Monty's Hurricane Hole-in-One, where you are up on rafters, or Monty-themed carts that are attached to a larger attraction that I actually don't believe that we see ever anywhere in the Pizzaplex. And, well, you shoot balls into a massive bucket that will spill over once a certain amount are launched into it. Like once they fill up a bar, tip over. In terms of what entertainment there is, this is pretty much what can be expected from an indoor golf course. While I cannot find anything on that, you know, the whole deal with the carts. It can be implied that there is another attraction somewhere within the Pizzaplex. I did take the camera up to where they go into and out of, but I found kind of nothing at all. Another attraction, if shooting your friends is what you want to do, is Phaser Blast, which is just a generic laser tag arena with two teams, one being Freddy themed and the other one being an alien themed. With a launch for the winners and some arcade machines in the lobby area. Tournaments are also held within Phaser Blast, so if you like a more professional setting for shooting your friends, that's what you would go for. And like what any good mall has, there is also a movie theater, where some staff bots would occasionally perform a magic show. Which is also implied that they play movies there in the movie theater, because there's a projector there, and I don't know why you would have one if you're just not going to use it. Then there is Roxy Raceway, which has a gift shop, but primarily features a go-kart track, which also has a competitive scene. Not much to say, as it's kind of just another standard attraction. It's a go-kart track with stage hazards. Also, I don't know if I should put it here, but there is also a salon. Then we have Mazercise, where you can work off the calories while you eat. Now, I have no idea what actually goes on in the maze part of Mazercise. I mean, I don't get how that'd be fun for anyone. And what would happen to a customer if they just were inside of it when the whole maze thing was moving? Like, they would just get crushed and die, and that'd be really awful. And I'd be like, oh god, oh no. I don't know, maybe it's just not for me. There is Bonnie Bowl, which is also kind of just your average bowling alley, except in like Help Wanted 2, where it's depicted as like a single lane with a big Bonnie head at the end of it, with Monty's coming out occasionally to disrupt your 18th gutter ball. However, I believe that this iteration of Bonnie Bowl is kind of just not even like a private room. At first, I thought it was like, oh, you could rent a private bowling alley room where you could just play, because there's like, you know, a couch in the back of it. But then I noticed there's no door, so there's no way out. And I kind of don't think that's a, you know, realistic choice when it comes to designing a room. So I believe that this isn't actually even like a representation of anything that would have been in the Pizzaplex. Also, I'm just going to put this here, but there are like miscellaneous rides around the Pizzaplex, like for example, Ferris wheel outside of Monty Golf, and like these noise distraction rides that you use in the game. I don't have much to say about these, but I think they're neat. Then we have the Faz Kid, which has a ton of arcade cabinets and a dance floor with the biggest animatronic in the whole building. Also one of my favorites, DJ motherfucking Music Man. And I don't have much to say about this either, as it is also just kind of generic, save for like spare rooms on the second floor, which are kind of used for karaoke, at least is what I can assume. Other than that, it's definitely one of the biggest arcades inside the Pizzaplex and one of the bigger attractions. And going from arcade to arcade, we have the Superstar Arcade, which also features an immense amount of arcade cabinets and is directly connected to L chips, which we will get more into, you know, later. Nothing special though, just a basic arcade, which kind of got overshadowed by, you know, the Fazcade. Then there is Rockstar Row, which I almost completely forgot. Basically, all that it is just like a photo opportunity with the animatronics, which we will get into in a moment as I'm writing this at 2 a.m. and speaking at this at 3:36 p.m. on the 8th of January. And I just remembered that I haven't even gotten into the main attraction of the Pizzaplex yet, and I'm going to miss something, and if I do, please forgive me. Do not tie me to 4 horses and send them running in separate directions. That would hurt a lot, I think. Then we have the atrium, which includes the show stage that displays massive holograms of the animatronics when they are not present on stage, I assume. Speaking of the animatronics, in this game, they are the most advanced of the series, as they are able to, you know, understand human behaviors and develop them themselves. My favorite is Monty because he's green and awesome. Unless I missed something, which I highly doubt that I did due to my absolute perfection. This should conclude the entertainment evaluation, in which I will give the Pizzaplex a perfect score of 5 Fredbears, and you already know where this is going, man. Going on to the atmosphere of the building, this is going to be the shortest of the sections, as I will have the least to say about it. The atmosphere of the Pizzaplex is amazing. If there was a fictional place I could visit, it would most likely be the Pizzaplex. Everything is warm and inviting, and unlike a majority of the games that came before, you could tell this place is successful and full of life. There are plenty of decorations, themed areas, lights, and the overall coloring of the interior is just nice on the eyes. It goes all out with the 80s style while combining it with sci-fi. Overall, the atmosphere is inviting, lively, and pleasant to look at. For how divisive the game is, the aesthetics are one thing I see consistently praised about Security Breach, and for good reason. 5 Fredbear out of 5. Now this is the fun one. There's a ton of food at the Pizzaplex, and even more when accounting for Help Wanted 2, so let's just get right into this thing. Starting off, I have to get out of the way that a majority of the restaurants don't actually have visible menus, but we can understand what they sell using very subtle context clues. There are also little kiosks around the Pizzaplex that are advertised to be selling snacks of sorts, however the specifics of what they actually sell there are kind of unknown. I just had to get those things out of the way first, as we are going to be starting in the atrium, where there are some restaurants that sell salads, pasta, pizza, burgers, fried treats, drinks, ice cream, etc. The pizza and salad restaurants have their menus visible from the atrium though, and we're going to be starting with the pizza one. Now the pizza restaurant has cheese pizza, veggie pizza, pepperoni pizza for their main dishes, with the toppings you can get being anchovies, pickles, broccoli, pineapple, sausage, bacon, pepperoni ham, and hamburger. They also sell Alfredo pasta, pizza pasta, spinach pasta, popcorn, kettle corn, cheese popcorn, pretzels, stuffed pretzels, cinnamon pretzels, hot dogs, and burger dogs, which have what you would expect from a burger on them, with tomatoes, onions, and pickles, with it being wrapped in lettuce, and chili dogs topped with onions and cheese, with their specialty drinks being Roxy Road, which is a strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry shake with chocolate mousse, nuts, and a lime swirl added. You can get toppings for this, which also includes almonds, maraschino cherry, and chocolate wafer rolls. For soft drinks, they obviously have water, Sodaroni Light, which is unique, Sodaroni itself, Chica Chug, Fizzy Faz Grape, Fizzy Faz Pink Lemonade, Sour Lime Fizzy Faz, and Fizzy Faz Orange. There's also mentions of a cherry and lemonade Fizzy Faz, one of the duffel bags, and a limited edition Roxy Cola, but it's not really shown anywhere in the Pizzaplex itself, at least in this dining area. They also have a pizza shake which states, "Is it a real pizza or is it a gummy? Try it to find out," which leads me to believe that they put a real slice on top of a shake, and as to what the shake is made out of, we can only guess as it isn't listed. And I'm watching the footage right now, and I can actually see that there's red sauce, which is likely marinara, in it with mushrooms, olives, and green peppers, and there's no chance that the pizza on top is a gummy. They broke my trust a long time ago. Finally, for this pizza stand is a burger shake, which states, "A burger shake as a side to your burger." And yeah, I don't know about this one. It's a similar situation to the gummy pizza, but this time it doesn't even try lying to you. Same as the last one, the burger has what looks like mustard and ketchup in it, and both of the shakes are going for like $12, and they want to kill you. There's a stand named Salads and Sides, which has Brussels sprouts, mac and cheese, roasted potatoes, stuffed tomatoes, pickle mash, and corn slaw, and missing salad entirely. There are also stands for ice cream and pasta, but with no way to get inside, we can't really see their menu. But there's also another ice cream stand within Bonnie Bowl, which has some interesting ice cream flavors, such as blueberry goat cheese, Freddy Atomic, triple chocolate fudge, mint chocolate chip, berry mock, cotton candy, and chunky Bonnie. And I will be putting up images of what my assumptions for these are. You can also turn these into a sundae if you wish, but there's another secret dish called the Monty Mystery Mix, where the mystery is apparently that it's flavored like pizza, but it has this nuclear green color, and I would absolutely suckle on that shit. Then we have El Chips, which features some traditional Mexican foods and some more random bullshit that Fazbear decided to throw on a plate. It has the usual snacks with an extra large variant of, I believe it was Disappointment Chips, and its own brand of chips labeled to be bold and spicy. But as for menu items, it has black bean wraps, salad veggie burrito, whatever a mixed special is, lemon potato, pastro style, fried potato, tomato fried, oily beans, Mexican style pizza, taco veggie, bean sauce, cooked banana, tomato sauce, which costs more than the bean wraps and veggie taco combined, deep fried potato, pineapple potato, pepperoni taco, strawberry chica taco, nachos, mountain taco, salad veggie burrito, and Roxy Raceway nachos. And I hope I didn't miss any, but the menu has a lot of repeating options, so there's a chance I did. They also have the usual fountain drinks present. Also on the side menu, there are more options that I missed. They have taco ring, beans and rice, regular taco, and then the ultimate taco, kids taco, burrito, Mexi salad, menudo, guac bites, and then a salsa bar with shredded lettuce, sour cream, and cheese as add-ons. With churros and flan for desserts, they have the $99 family scrambler, which looks like one of everything, and a ton of tacos on a massive platter. I also missed a fried treat stand, and I'm getting everything on the menu for this from the wiki. So it has a beaver tail, which is fried dough sprinkled with powdered sugar and served with chocolate sauce, so it's just an elephant ear basically. It has deep fried cookies, which are chocolate chip cookies battered and fried, then tossed in powdered sugar. They also have churros, which are served with chocolate sauce, fried cheesecake with powdered sugar sprinkled on it, fried bananas dipped in chocolate sauce, and a corn dog. They also have a birthday cake, which can be seen in many of the party rooms and by the daycare, and also within Help Wanted 2. There's also a Chica-themed restaurant that sells a variety of pastries and cakes, but with no explicit menu spotted. I also found a funny detail where a huge machine piece outside of the restaurant was just missing. The restaurant is also completely fucked up, like it's all destroyed and there's glass and garbage, and it's just horrible. Major size also goes against the name and just lies to your face, and there's absolutely nothing going on in it aside from like fountain drinks. And we're gonna be getting a fucking retribution for this. Fazpad has fried Brussels sprouts, bolo corn, fredamame, corn chunks, kale pale, pineapple and shrimp tempura for their starters, and for their entrees they have Proud Ram Roxy, Chica Tikka Masala, pepperoni curry, Freddy fried rice, masa moondrop curry, meatloaf sandwich, and pad see-ew. For their drinks they have Fizzy Faz, Chica Chug, Sodaroni, Glamrock Latte, Pumpkin Spice Fazzacino, Chica Chai, Monty Matcha Latte, and Affogator. And for the desserts they have Okra Sorbet, Lemon Sundrop Cake, Montgomery Mango Mochi, and the special for today is Fazbear French Onion Soup, and it's implied to sell coffee. And we're now going to talk about Help Wanted 2 as it expands the menu in some of these areas. Also, because I forgot to record for the theater, so we're going to be using Help Wanted 2 for the theater's menu. Which has hot dogs, Roxy's Rockin' Nachos, a slice of pizza, Chica Chowder, popcorn, soft pretzels, and a meat pretzel. We're also having the same snacks that the rest of the Pizzaplex has. And for soft drinks, they have Exotic Beverage, the new DJ Music Man's Techno Cooler, and then Chica Chug and Sodaroni. But you can combine the snacks present and make a blendee with them, in which they are aptly named Exotic Blendee, Chica Chuggy, Sodaroni Blendee, and DJ Music Man's Techno Cooler Blendee. And if you want to desperately ask me what one I would drown myself with, it'd be the Techno Cooler. Help Wanted 2 also expands the menu at El Chips with Chica's Skinny Taco, Fazbear Flan, Glam Wraps, Monty's Fiesta Pizza, and Freddy's Fast Tato. You can also order beans, corn, and rice, and get them covered in either cheese sauce, hot sauce, or guacamole. We also get a better look at the pizza making process by seeing that they actually have a variety of sauces available, with the regular tomato sauce, nacho cheese, which from previous experience, I worked at a pizza place before, and spreading nacho cheese on a pizza is a pain in the ass. And they also have the elusive Fazzer sauce, and each one of these sauces has mold in the container. Toppings include the usual that we've seen from Security Breach: cheese, pepperoni, and not meat. But they can also turn your cooked pizza into a pizzerita, which is just whatever you put in the pizza wrapped up in a burrito shape. They also serve salads and, for some reason, French fries. And I just looked at the wiki, and apparently there's a cupcake chowder somewhere in there that might be the most vile thing that they have ever fucking made. And with that, aside from, you know, miscellaneous candy and Sundrop and Moondrop stuff, I think that was finally the food security breach. And I knew this was going to take the longest, but it's finally over. And I have to give it the well-expected 5 Fredbear out of 5.
I hate my son! I hate my son!
And yeah, I'm a big stinky liar. I'm going to put the movies in here too, as, you know, now that the second movie's out on digital. And yeah, if you somehow haven't seen the second movie by now, there will be spoilers. Now, do not expect anything like this to be accurate, as many people have tried to recreate the movie's locations in, like, different games, but I've ran into errors when it comes to where room placements are, so I'll be only working with what we can see, and if there are any behind-the-scenes pictures that help illuminate, like, a certain room, I'll be using that. So let's just get into it now. So, for entertainment, the animatronics are advanced enough to walk around and sing songs, so basically the same as the first game in terms of their technology. It also has a ball pit with a little arcade area where you can earn tickets and then go to earn a prize at the prize corner, which we see a little bit better in the second movie. Other than that, there isn't anything else, but truth be told, you don't really need that much. 3.5 Fredbear out of 5. It's only in the middle due to how the previous location was actually cracked, but we'll get into that later. Now, I believe the atmosphere here is actually, like, immaculate. It feels very lived in, if you know what I mean. There's an entire wall of children's drawings, there's neon lights around the place, spotlights, and decorations are nice. And even the front desk area is just amazing. I love the archway of lights you have to walk through in order to get in. And for a movie set, they did an amazing job. 5 Fredbear. And for the food, they actually released a menu for the first movie, which you can actually see in some shots in the second movie and first movie, you know. And it has Bonnie's Family Special, where you can get 120 game tokens, 4 large one-topping pizzas, 2 large fries, and 10 soft drinks for $14.99. Then there is a list of pizzas, which includes the all-meat combo, Veggie Lovers, Super Combo, and Chica Special, which is just Hawaiian. Toppings included are cheese, pepperoni, sausage, ham, bacon, banana peppers, mushrooms, red onion, spinach, black olive, extra cheese, and yeah, it's on here twice, tomato, pineapple, and green pepper. Then there are Chica's wings, house salad, french fries, and a list of entrees. The entrees being chicken tenders, Foxy's sub, which has pepperoni, salami, ham, onions, banana peppers, and Italian dressing with provolone cheese. Then your standard club sandwich, grilled cheese, and this rabbit foot stew. Beverages include soft drinks, iced tea, water, milk, apple juice, and fucking beer. Then the desserts include a mini apple pie, cinnamon sticks, birthday cake, and candy. Overall, a very nice selection of items. 5 out of 5 Fredbear. I love the first movie, guys. We have a gap between things, and we are in the entities room. What the fuck? So last summer, the FNAF DVD collab came out, and with it, Springtrap and some cosmetics for him and the survivors. And then a map, which has Freddy's in it, so I got looks at it. So for the entertainment, there is a small arcade with a ball pit in the middle, conceptually similar to the movie, but in execution is far from it. Inside the arcade are some cabinets, claw machines, pinball machines, and some vending machines full of soda, candy soda, and soda but green. But then they have one that is supposed to be vending snacks, but it's practically empty. The animatronics, I would say, are kind of more broken than the first game and the movie, as they perform for a little bit, and then that's it. They break down, and confetti flies all over the place. Overall, kind of in terms of entertainment, so I'll give it a 3. In terms of atmosphere, what the hell are we doing? Why would you ever want to come here? I don't give a swag if this is not the actual location instead of recreation from the memory of William After, which causes holes and structural damage as the entity does not understand the complex structures of humanity. There is garbage everywhere, blood, rotting food, filthy fucking kitchen, holes in the ceiling. It's awful. 0 Fredbear. I love the map though, I just kind of wish the main building had more importance though. Okay, so what's actually really cool about this place is the fact that we actually do have a menu for this one. So we can go over the variety of options. They have an all-dressed pizza, tomato pizza, cheese pizza, nachos, hot dog, jumbo hot dog, chocolate, and for drinks they have the, soft drinks listed before and coffee and water. Overall, pretty bad. 2 Fredbear. And I have bad news. Because at this time, at this day of recording, at 4:20 p.m., 1/8/2026, I remembered I've entirely forgot a whole damn game. I forgot about Into the Pit. So, I'm going to be doing a lightning round of Into the Pit, based off of what I remember in the pictures I have pulled up of it right now. So, Into the Pit actually has an arcade, it has a ball pit, and that's based, and aside from the animatronics being, like, obviously a bit different than the ones in the first game due to how fluid and lifelike their movements are, I'm going to give the entertainment I'm going to say probably 3. I'm going to say 3. The arcade's pretty expansive, you can earn prizes there and stuff. The atmosphere, I'd say it's also really good. Any successful Freddy's location has insanely good atmosphere. So I'm going to put the atmosphere at a 4. Not a 5 because I feel like they could push it a little bit more in the entrance area, but overall I think that it is pretty good. Then in terms of food, we know that they sell pizza and that they sell cake. And I believe that the pizza there also wasn't really that good, but regardless, we have food. So that's going to be getting a 3 because something is better than nothing. And with that, now we're moving on to the next game. And you may ask, God, what the hell are you doing here, man? There isn't a restaurant Secret of the Mimic. And I'll be all like, there's no way you said that. But the correct answer is that there isn't. But there are employee food areas, so we gotta do it. And for entertainment, there is nothing in the dining area unless you really want to go out to the display areas again and, you know, and watch the welcome show again, but there really isn't anything for you to do while you're actively, you know, inside of the place. So, Zio Fredbear. Okay, so now we got the food, and oh boy, so this one's a little tricky, but there's pizza left out, which is rotting. There's also cake, which is also rotting. And interestingly enough, Murray's actually made some food of their own, and you can find some around the entire place. And you can also find some older variations of Fazbear staples, including Just Oat cereal, potentially Lally's Lollies, coffee, Colaroni, Sizzle Meat Bites, exotic beverage, and what I think says Bobbles with the bee costume from Murray's on it. There's definitely more to be found, but in terms of food, kind of weak. 1 Fredbear. And now we are in the final stretch. I've been writing this thing for a long while, and with over 20 pages of nothing but words, we have made it to FNAF 2 movie, baby. Get the fuck out! What are you doing? The original Freddy's in the FNAF movie is honestly the most wild shit I've ever seen in any of these games. Like, I can understand the mall having like an indoor golf area and laser tag, but this one has a whole ass boat ride in it. So it's got, namely, like I just said, the boat ride, the carousel, ball pit, an arcade, and, you know, typical things that can be expected from a Fazbear location. The animatronics are also as advanced as they were in the second game. That's overall I can say. This is a pretty damn good pizzeria. 5 Fredbear. The atmosphere is also as alive as ever, with walls being covered in decorations, and even having patterns of Freddy and stick figures on them, which I just noticed on like my 3rd rewatch of the movie. And once again, the set designers did an amazing job at capturing what a successful Freddy's location would feel like, and I believe that their work should not be understated. If it was friendly, warm, and fun. 5 out of 5 Fredbears. Now, unlike the first film, we don't have a menu that is readily available for me to read off, but we do know a few things. We know that they have pizza, cake, and a Freddy Faz Cola that tastes like gasoline, so in terms of describing the food, it ends there. I'm gonna give it a 2 Fredbear on the assumption that Charlotte wasn't lying and that the food there is actually abhorrent. And that concludes the list. I'll have a tier list of the locations based on the rankings up right here, so you can get a better look at where they lie. This video was really fun to make, and while it took a while to type out everything, didn't get the necessary information and footage, it's mainly Security Breach's fault. I want to try something like this again, and I hope it was enjoyable to watch on your end. But if you made it to the end, I gotta thank you for staying with me the whole thing. And maybe you could like and subscribe, I say as I fluttered my eyelashes. But seriously, thank you for watching, and if you have anything you'd like to say about the video, please leave it in the comments, as I would love to improve on what was done here. I hope to do more videos like this in the future, and I hope to see you in the next one, and have a great rest of your day.
Hi, Randy.
Well,